It's worth it to consider who is not your right fit person, because sometimes the clarity is more obvious there. And sometimes it's worth it to put that right into your sales copy in your emails or on your sales pages. This is right for you if you are this, and this. This is not right for you if you're this, and this. Because sometimes we know, like speaking for me, for Katie, I don't want to work with people who make excuses. If we put it on the calendar, you got to show up unless there's like a dire emergency kind of thing. That's the kind of people that I want to work with. And so that goes in there. This is for people who are committed, people who put things on the calendar and keep their word. We don't want to work with people who will make excuses or who just want somebody else to do the work so I can blame them when it doesn't work out. And so stating that in your copy, who is a good fit for you, attitude wise, desires wise, goals wise, thinking of like Tressa and working with people with the fitness and with whatever, like this is for you if this, and this was not a right fit for you if this, and this. Spelling that out, even with some of the physical limitations that people have when you're serving them in that kind of an arena. I think it's super important. And that can give clarity even to sit down and think, who is not the right fit person? Who do I know I do not want to work with, either do not want to work with, or I know I cannot help them because they do this, or this. And so that's a really good exercise too, as you're looking for clarity around who that person is. A lot of times beginning entrepreneurs will say things like, oh, I just work with everybody, or I serve all women. That is way too broad. We need to get super, super specific. Our culture has taught us that to be politically correct, we need to be able to serve anyone, regardless of their identity, regardless of their gender identity, regardless of their political views, like you need to serve everybody and be fair and blah, 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 blah. That is not the case. I do not believe that that is biblical at all. You were created to serve a specific group of people because of your unique background and education and challenges and learning styles and teaching styles and all of those things. Like you were not created for everyone. And that's a good thing. God has somebody else out there for those people. And so when you're making that list of who is not a right fit for me and my services, don't feel bad about what you're putting on that list, because God is a big enough God to have lots of other people out there to care for that group of people. It's important for you to get clear and specific on who your people are and who you do help and who you don't. And knowing, trusting that your God is big enough to help those people, right? And not in a snotty way, not in a, if you're like that, I just can't help you, right? But in a confidence way that's like kindly confident. I recognize that you have a need here. And I also recognize my own limitations. And I know that I am not the best one to help you. And maybe you've got a list of people you can recommend for those people, other people who are working in your niche that you would be able to say, maybe one of these people would work for you. I recommend reaching out to them. Or can I refer you to so-and-so, right? When you know it's not a right fit. But that's a service to them as well, because if they're not a right fit for you and you know that off the bat, you've got to be confident enough about what God is doing in your life and in your business to be able to just say, because I know firsthand that the wrong client is way worse than no client. And following the Holy Spirit's guidance on that and leaning into his urging and that, that Holy Spirit push in that direction, or that Holy Spirit red flag, like lean into that and honor it not just for you, but for that person.